Hi guys, this is Hyunmin Max aka Max. Welcome back to another video on the channel. So for today, I'll actually be talking about the honorable mentions player leaks, the SBCs that EA has actually released, and what are the SBCs that they're gonna release as well. And lastly, of course, we're gonna talk about the market. So if you guys actually enjoyed the video, right, be sure to like and subscribe because we actually have 66 subscribers now and we're getting ever so close to our 100 subscribers goal. So let's actually first talk about the league team of the year moments with Richarlison, SBC I think. I don't know what his team of the year moment is for. I think it might be for his bicycle kick goal that he had for Brazil at the World Cup. So what this did was it actually made the World Cup team of the tournament Perisic, right, which is of course a Spurs card, dropped in price. So let's actually see, right? He actually rise and dropped in price. So what happened was he went from 72k, right, all the way up to 112k before dropping down to his current price of 85k, right? So that's the power of leaks. We also actually have another version of Perisic, right? This out of position Perisic. So what happened was he went from 35k to 42k. Now he's back down to 35k. So you guys have actually been asking me what kind of cards to invest in and to trade with, right? If you guys think that Richarlison Moments SBC will actually be released on Thursday or Friday, you can actually take a punt on this out of position Perisic because we have actually just saw that he actually trends between 35k to 42k, right? And currently he's at 35k, right? He might possibly rise beyond 42k if the SBC is released. I think it's a very low risk investment, plus you only need to hold it for a few days. At most, right, the risk that you will take is at most he drops down to like 30k if the Richarlison SBC is actually very bad value, right? Something similar to the Pogba SBC that was just released that I'll actually be talking about later on in the video. So another league player, right, that we have is actually Flashback Team of the Year Mane. I've actually used his previous Team of the Year last season, right, and he was absolutely cracked for me. I have no doubt that this version will be the same. This actually impacted some of the Bayern cards like Leon Goretzka, right? So let's take a look at his price. He went from 470k all the way up to 550k before dropping back down to about 530k, right? The reason why this happened was probably because there isn't many meta Bayern players in this FIFA. You probably have somebody like Kimmich, right? But his pace is only 78, right? The special card Kimmich. So let's actually move on to talk about honorable mentions, right? We'll actually be getting this Nicholas Otamendi as an objective on Friday after Gundogan expires. So if you guys have completed the Enzo Fernandez SBC, right, GG's to you, right? He will be very useful for you to link up, especially if you have that Di Maria in your team, right? So for the honorable mentions itself for the cards, right, we actually start off with Harry Kane, right? So my guess, why do I suggest out of position Perisic as an investment, right? Is because if Richarlison and Kane both releases on the same day, right, the out of position Perisic could rise a lot. So the upside is a lot, but the downside is very little, like I mentioned. We actually also have Nabil Fekir as well. For you guys who remember his flashback a couple of FIFAs ago, right, he was actually really good. His attacking AI in that version of the game was actually insane. Right, if EA actually juices his stats up, right, he's actually gonna be a really good player to use. So for Arsenal fans, right, we'll actually be getting Bukayo Saka, which I feel is really well deserved because I think he had a very fantastic season last year with Arsenal. So what happened was this actually made his World Cup Phenoms version, right, drop down in price, of course. Right, he went from 152k all the way down to 122k before bouncing back up to 131 or 133k that he's currently at right now. So what we actually did was, I actually want to show you guys some of the moves that we made. So he dropped all the way down to 125, right? We actually did a pickup at 121k, right? So you can see 121k. So his current price is actually already 133k, right? So I'll actually be waiting for him to rise back up, possibly to about 150k. If that happens, right, we'll actually make about 12k after tax. Okay, so let's actually go back to talk about the leaks, right? We actually also have Cancelo, right, who is actually scheduled to be released. He is going to be very useful for your Man City links, right, with your KDB, you know, and your Ake if you did that World Cup card, right? And I don't think anyone can argue against his inclusion because again he has had a fantastic season. We'll also be getting Alphonso Davies. I guess one of the reasons why EA released him is because, like I mentioned previously, there isn't many meta Bayern players. That's probably why EA also decided to release Team of the Year Flashback Mane as a SBC as well. Now, we actually have a confirmed 12 man in Erling Haaland. Right, he actually won the three-way vote between himself, his clubmate Cancelo, as well as Valverde. For me personally, I feel that Valverde deserves it way more because he actually played a very big role in Madrid winning the Champions League. But you know, right, with EA, a striker sells more packs. So I think this Haaland, right, is actually going to be so overpowered, especially with the lob through ball mechanic, right? I even found his goal version, right, very hard to keep up with, right? So not to mention the Team of the Year version. So I know that a lot of people has been waiting a very long time for this confirmation of Player of the Month Mbappe. Now we have official news from Foot Sheriff that he will actually be coming. Now, the thing is, right, he's only 92 rated. Based on EA's way of giving the rating for Player of the Month, right, he should be a 93, okay, because we already have a 92 rated inform for Mbappe, right? But I think EA is actually doing this again to sell more packs, right? Think about this, guys. If they made Mbappe 93 rated, right, most people would just craft his SBC and they don't find the need to spend FIFA points to pack Team of the Year Mbappe, right? Which will be in packs. So what happened was, right, the confirmation of the Player of the Month actually made his inform drop from 1.55 million, right, all the way down to 1.429 million, right, before his current price of 1.5 mil. I think, right, his Player of the Month would probably be somewhere in this region, you know, plus take or give 100 and 200k. I think it's likely to be like maybe 1.7 mil, 1.8 mil. I wouldn't even be surprised to see at 2 mil because his 93 is almost 3 mil, right? And if we base it off EA's normal schedule, right, they like to release League 1 Player of the Month on Thursday. So I think we are likely to see this Player of the Month come on Thursday. So let's actually let's actually go back to talk about this Paul Pogba SBC that was actually released yesterday, right? So he's 5-star, 4-star with high medium work rates, right? I don't really like the acceleration, right, at 78. I also don't really like the defensive awareness at 70. He does have that outside foot shot though, which is a meta trait, right? Now his defensive awareness at 70, right, is something that you would definitely, I feel, realize at a higher level of the game, and his interception is only 80. Now, of course, Pogba has a body type that actually has a long reach, so he might compensate a little bit for that 70 defensive awareness. But for me, if you're playing in Div 2 or higher, right, you will definitely notice the 70 defensive awareness. So let's actually move back to Footbin and talk about the price of his SBC, right? So his price is about 560k, right? And I would say, right, if his card was a little bit better, I would say it's worth it. Now, because his SBC wasn't good value, as you guys can see, he was downvoted 52%, right? I mean, it was close, but overall, the downvotes outweigh the upvotes, right? 52% against 48%. What this made cards like Rabiot, which links well to him, do, right? Because Rabiot is French as well, is the card basically crashed, right? It went from 118k all the way down to 70k, 75k, which is about close to a 50% drop. So this actually shows us, right, that it's kind of risky to invest in link players for SBCs. Okay, yeah. So let's actually move on and talk about Team of the Year icons for Team 2, right? They're actually scheduled to go out of packs on Friday, and we are going to expect to see Team of the Year icons, Team 1 and 2, both in packs on Friday. So I would suggest if you guys have any of these icons, right, I would suggest sell them off. But we are actually also going to get Xabi Alonso as a SBC as well, Team of the Year icon version, right? We expect to see that maybe in the next few days. Alright, let's talk our usual fodder talk, right? What happened was, right, 83s actually went from 2k to 2.5k because of the 83 by 3 defenders pack that was actually released today, right? Now your 84s, right, are at 5k, right? Your 85s are at 14k, which is very close to their max price, right? If you guys have any of this fodder, right, I would suggest sell all of your fodder, because the full team of the year is going to be in packs on Thursday. The honorable mentions is going to be in packs on Friday, as well as the team of the year icons, team 1 and 2. So there are going to be a lot of things in packs, right? And people will just rip open packs, right? And all the fodder prices will drop, even for your higher rated player. I think even more so for your higher rated players. Because what happens is, team of the year honorable mentions, right? As you guys saw, right, there's actually Harry Kane, for example, right? If he is not a good enough card, he doesn't receive a good enough boost, like on his skill moves or on his weak foot, he's going to become fodder, chat. Oh, sorry, not chat, or YouTube. So if he's like 90 rated, right, he'll become 90 rated fodder. So somebody like, for example, your Manuel Neuer at 56k, right, he will definitely get affected, because team of the year honorable mentions Harry Kane will be packed a lot and be used in SBCs if he is not a good enough player to use. Yeah, so sell all your fodder, that's what I'm saying. Now, the last league player that I have, right, I left Vini Jr. as the last player, is because we actually did a double dip on Foot Centurion's Lucas Vazquez. So we first bought him last week, right, when Team of the Year attackers first dropped in packs, right, and we actually have a clip from a few days ago. We actually bought all these Lucas Vazquez, right, because I promised the stream that I'll actually be doing some trading. So we bought all these Vazquez at about 63 to 65k. We held them for about a few hours, and we sold them on for 77 to 80k. So we actually bidded on some of these 85s, right? We bought them at between 8k to 9k, and we actually sold them for about 10k to 10.5 to 11k. So we actually went back in on Foot Centurion's Lucas Vazquez. We bought him at 81k, and he is actually at 82k right now. He has risen slightly, right? We'll wait for him to rise, because the team of the year is Real Madrid heavy, and people will be opening packs for the full team of the year as well. We also have the Sergio Ramos SBC out, so I expect him to rise to 90k minimum. Okay, so let's actually move on and talk about the last part, whereby I actually want to cover the team of the weeks. So this is the team of the week for this week. I mean, it looks kind of mid, right? I'll just go on to the players that I think are usable. We have Mahrez, 5-star, 4-star, medium, right? His stats are fantastic, right? He has the finesse shot as well, but of course he has a better version in his Centurion's SBC, which you can't get, unfortunately. We also have Elsha, 5-star, 3-star. His dribbling is probably gonna be insane with his 99 agility. He has the finesse shot as well, right? So another player that I think is decent is Nketiah, right? It's a pity that he's only 3-star, 3-star, but if you look at his stats, right, he's actually fantastic. So, you know, good news for Arsenal fans. The rest of the team of the week, right, I would say, they are pretty mid, right? All you can say is that they make good fodder. So what will happen is we'll actually be seeing the full team of the year team on Thursday and the honorable mentions on Friday, as well as the team of the year icons team 1 and 2 on Friday. So there'll be so many trading opportunities, just like you guys saw what we did with Lucas Vazquez for Centurions, as well as the fodder that we bought at a very cheap price. So we'll actually be making lots of coins. If you guys would like to join us, right, I have limited opening trading slots for our Discord down in the link below. We'll also be opening packs live on Twitch to try to pack the team of the years. Right, do join us live on Twitch, as we'll be also opening packs for our viewers. Right, I hope to see you guys on Twitch. It's gonna be a crazy stream. Right, take care, guys.